G'day guys, welcome back. In this one, we're going to be discussing how much it actually costs to own and run a full drive.
Let's get into it. All right, let's start off with the main thing, purchasing the car. Now, both of our cars came from Marketplace. I think mine was actually technically Gumtree, but anyway. When I purchased my car, I paid $9,000 for it. Now, having a look at Marketplace, they're going between 8 and 12 with no canopy on it. So definitely a bit of a steep increase in there.
Same as with Patrols. Mine, when I bought it, was fairly good condition for 10 grand. Right now, you can buy some absolute pigs for 10 grand. The more better condition are sitting around about the 12 mark. Even though they are still ZD30s, they're sitting around about the 12K mark.
Yeah.
So there's been a pretty big increase there as well.
Average price is about $50K for a new car. And interesting enough, 75 to 90% of people have to use finance to buy new cars, which if you're planning on buying a house, which everyone in our generation is not going to be able to do these days, if you were, it can reduce your borrowing power up to 100K, which is quite a lot these days. So I don't know if I would buy a new car.
Not under finance, no.
No. So if you're going to buy a new car, make sure you have the cash for it.
Rego for each of our cars are around about the $1,200 mark. It does seem to be in this next tax year that they are going up in price again, as they do every year, but I'm thinking it's going to be around about the $1,300 mark, possibly.
I know that also varies from state to state. So we're in Western Australia. I know that in some states it's more, in some states it's less, but average for a four-wheel drive is about $1,000 to $1,400 from what I've researched. So,
and it also varies heaps on age of car. So newer cars will be slightly cheaper.
Yeah. And
then smaller cars will be cheaper as well.
Yeah, so mine's slightly cheaper than Riley's, but not by much. And then obviously you also have insurance, which is a big one.
That varies heaps. Like young males' insurance is way more than young females.
In saying that though, for some reason, while researching this, I found that I'm actually paying more insurance. So I'm paying about $1,800, about $100 more a year than Riley. So I'm paying about $1,800 a year. Riley's at around $1,700 a year for insurance. So that's just the basic things. So buying the car, insurance and rego, which are necessities. Then you go into all your servicing and your mods and all of that. So servicing wise, that can be a big expense for people. We're pretty lucky. Riley's a mechanic, so we're just paying for parts.
Owning an older car and trying to keep it running, especially with how bad some mechanic shops are these days, I myself have actually dealt with it as well. People quoting stuff and repairing stuff that don't need to be repaired, or just charging an absolute fortune on services.
I mean, from the industry, you obviously know how much it actually costs for the parts and then how much they're outputting as labor, which is ridiculous, to be honest. So people can pay, up to $2,500 a year just for servicing and all of bits like brakes and all of the things that is just maintenance that you have to do to keep your car running. People can pay a lot for that. So we're pretty lucky. We probably only spend about $750 a year to keep our vehicles running well. Obviously, all of these numbers are just rough numbers. There's so many variances in all of this.
Oh, you could do a head gasket and then there goes $3,500. So
obviously, major mechanical work is going to cost more. So
with owning a full drive, especially an older full drive, you have to try and attempt to keep that in your budget because there will be failures. No car's going to be perfect. You can have a perfect car for 3 years and then spit a gearbox out for no reason, or do a head
blow a motor.
Like it literally just happens. No amount of servicing, no amount of fixing is going to stop it because every single vehicle it stops. Something goes. Everything wears down. So one day something is going to happen. You always have to try and keep some extra budget, especially if you just have bought a brand new car off Marketplace, not a brand new, like a new car to you off Marketplace. You got to always try and keep a little bit of funds to the side just in case.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you don't know what to look out when you're purchasing for something, there can be things that you can get called out on without realizing, and then you end up having to spend a lot more. And I suppose that is one thing with a newer car or a new car. that sometimes you don't have to worry about those expenses. Hidden expense a lot of the time that people don't think about is tyres. We're pretty well off. We've ended up being able to get the same tyres in my car off Marketplace for $400, which is like a quarter of the price of what they're actually worth. So pretty well off, but typically you could spend about, if you work it out, it's about $500 a year in tyres. And that is obviously dependent on how many Ks you're doing, what you're doing with your four drive. Obviously tougher tracks, harder tracks, you're going to be having to replace them sooner.
As well as your vehicle setup. Like, I would not recommend just buying mud tyres for your car that never leaves highway. Yes, they look cool, but you're going to chew through more fuel, as well as it's going to be way more noisy.
Talking about fuel, that's probably one of the biggest costs. Definitely in today's economy as well. As you all know that we've just had this whole fuel crisis a couple of months ago. We're about back to what we were before this all started. But with my maths, I've worked out that we spend about $7,000 a year on fuel, and that's only per vehicle, only doing 25,000 Ks. Some years we do more, some years we do less. It just depends what we're doing in the year. But our cars sit about 14 litres per 100. Obviously, can get more if we were towing, if we're fully loaded, but that's roughly what we're sitting at.
We've worked out these figures as well. So I used to work about 40 minutes away from home, 30 minutes away from home. So it's about 50 Ks away, and I do 100 Ks per day. And then obviously working 5 days a week for an entire year, that's already 26,000 Ks.
Doesn't take much to add up. So yeah, that is a big expense that people probably don't realize that they're paying that much as they do.
Mods are a hard one because sometimes you could go in and you can set up your car and spend 20 grand on your first year of owning your car and then never spend another dollar on it ever again.
So we worked out that we've nearly owned both of our cars for 5 years. We've worked out that roughly we've spent about 15 on the Patrol and probably about 7 on the Ranger.
15 grand.
15 grand. So that works out about $3,000 a year for the Patrol and $1,400 for the Ranger, which is still quite a lot. Like we said, some years we spend a lot of money and some years we don't spend any. We were very smart and decided to do this right in the middle of a storm. This was supposed to be take 2, but anyway. We actually did refilm this yesterday afternoon inside, but unfortunately the lighting was horrendous. So for your sake, we've just started to film it again. We just went to go film outside and it started raining as soon as we came outside. So we're in the carport. Sorry about all the stuff that's around us. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. Pretty much covered everything in the general costs of owning a four-wheel drive. So before we tally up, which I've slowly been tallying up throughout the video, have a guess what the final number is in the comments below.
Another thing we want to bring up again, guys, we still are running our beanie giveaway. And also for every single beanie sold, we'll be donating $5 to the Beyond Blue charity. Means a lot to us and a lot to people that we know. So check it out on our website to support us and the Beyond Blue charity. Overall, obviously there is different costs between owning a brand new car compared to a 15-year-old car and a 30-year-old car. A brand new car is going to cost you way more upfront, and modification wise it's going to cost you more. Whereas a 15-year-old car, it's going to cost you like around about the medium range. And there's going to be some repairs and possibly some modifications that you can do, or you can end up with a 30-year-old car that already is fully kitted out, but the maintenance to keep it running and on the road is going to cost a lot more. So it kind of depends on what area you are financially. If it was my opinion, I would go whatever you want. Don't just go buy a brand new car because your mates have a brand new car, or you've seen a brand new car on TV, or you just want one. Do one that suits your needs and your wants.
All right. So for the Patrol, it works out to be about 15 grand per year to upkeep it, maintain it, and also all the things that are requirements like rego insurance. And that also includes the cost of purchasing the car, which I've divided over the 5 years that we've owned it. And obviously the longer you own it, the lower that cost is going to be. Whereas say upfront you bought a 50k car or more, that cost is going to be more. and is going to be around for a lot longer. For the Ranger, it's about the same, just a little bit less. Probably about $500 less. So some things we've put more money in, some things we haven't. So it really is just dependent on the car, what you're doing with the car. But I would say a rough number for a second-hand full drive is around the 15K mark per year.
To keep it running per year, which
Yeah.
includes fuel and basic modifications and purchasing over an extended amount of time.
Whereas obviously if you're buying a new car, that cost is probably going to be looking more towards 20 to 25 per year just because of the cost of the car.
If you equalise it over 5 years, yes, fuel is going to be a lot cheaper for the newer cars. You can unmodified cars, and sometimes even modified cars can sit below 10 litres per 100. But at the same time, you also have the massive upfront costs. And across 5 years, spending just 80 grand on a car equals out to 16 grand, and that doesn't include fuel costs, maintenance costs. So like it can get expensive. So in summary, pretty much just go with what you feel like.
It is, I will say, an expensive hobby, as we all know, but we do it because we love it. We love getting out there, we love exploring, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Make sure you stick around, guys, because we've got a lot of exciting things coming up, including the things sitting right there. That'll be coming up in the next couple weeks.
So jump on down into the comments and have a guess of what we're talking about. Something new for us.
I feel like you will have no idea, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is.
So pretty excited about that. And there'll be plenty of content on that, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out.
And that'll be the end for this one, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Cheers for watching.